walk me through the process of purchasing a home. So just walk me through that whole process. If somebody's gonna go buy their first home, what is it that they have to go through? What requirements do they have to meet? Uh, and how long does the whole process take? How much does each part of the process take?
Okay.
Just walk me through that. So
Yeah, so the
like
first
that.
step I would do for any buyer suggesting them to get pre-approved. That's where I come in. To get pre-approved, you have to have 2 years of taxes done. So you have to have a W-2 job for 2 years, and you have to live somewhere for 2 years. So that's where we verify
Yeah.
housing and income for 2 years.
Quick question though. Could you have 2 years but different, like a W-2 and then a 1099?
If you're 1099, if you're presently 1099, no, you have to have a full 2 years
Two
of
years of
just
1099, right?
1099.
Or 2 years of W-2?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
For W-2 is a little bit easier because if you're starting like a new job and you get a salary, we just use the
Yeah.
salary
Yeah.
income to
Okay.
to qualify for you.
Got it.
They
Got it.
really scrutinize self-employed
Yeah.
people the worst. I mean, that's a whole different conversation
Yeah.
for me to have, but that's where I would start is getting pre-approved, finding out exactly what you could afford because there's a lot of buyers out here that think that they could afford more than they can or less than
Yeah.
they can.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
people, a lot of people are actually surprised
Surprise. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
by how much they could
For
get
sure.
qualified for. Like
For sure.
two younger people that got jobs a couple of years ago, they both make 100,000, but they're going to live together. I mean, they could qualify for a jumbo loan, $700,000
Yeah.
because they have no debt. Their
Yeah.
credit score
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
So I would start with getting pre-approved. After that, I would work with a real estate agent so they could help you out. You have to find an area that you'd like and schedule showings and everything. But that's where I would start is getting pre-approved and talk to a realtor. Map out where you want to be. Like that's very important because a lot of people are all over the place. Like they say they might want to buy in Brickell, they might want to buy in Coral Gables, they might want to buy in Kendall.
Yeah.
Like if you're all over the place like that, you're not going to find anything,
So
especially not in this market.
find the area that you're looking for, the specific area, and just dive into all those properties there that you're interested in.
Specific areas and specific like criteria.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like when I buy investment properties, I have a buy box.
Yeah.
I have like a price range I want to be in, a certain square footage, and certain amount of bedrooms.
Got
So I
it.
suggest buyers do the same, and that way they could really start narrowing down and finding what they really like.
Got it. Got it.
After they find a property that they like, they make an offer. Hopefully, it gets accepted. That's a big problem in this market right now. Is that a lot of offers aren't getting accepted. After
It's kind of like an auction nowadays, right?
yeah, basically.
Yeah.
If it's a hot listing and it's priced very well,
Yeah.
if something's priced at market value right now, it's going to have multiple offers
Yeah.
above ask,
Okay.
and stuff's going to sell above.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I've
it's
been
still like
seeing
that right now.
Yeah. And you sold a couple properties, that you listed for maybe 500K and they sold for 650.
Yeah,
Right.
100,000 over appraised value.
Yeah.
Because what's really impressive is selling something over appraised value,
Yeah.
not over
Yeah.
ask.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. Yeah.
if you sell something over ask and it appraised for that over ask price,
Yeah.
you just priced it wrong as a
Exactly.
broker.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, pricing stuff is definitely still selling to this day over appraised value, and I think it'll probably continue, especially for. I think it'll continue in the first-time home buyer price range in Miami, which is like 400,000 and under,
Okay.
because as rates go up, people are going to afford less, and they're going to keep falling
Yeah,
into
yeah.
that bucket.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
I think those certain properties are going to keep going up and
Yeah.
keep being strong. But I am already seeing like a slowdown in properties priced $600,000, $700,000.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah,
I
but
could see that. Yeah.
going back to like the process of the transaction, you make an offer, you get accepted. After that, you do an inspection on it,
Okay.
make sure that everything's good.
And there's a period during that inspection process or whatever that you could pull out of the deal if it's not what they promised, correct?
Yeah. So when you're sending them the offer, you specify the days you want for inspection. Typical right now is like 5 days. During that 5 days, you could pull out for whatever reason, you get your deposit back.
Okay.
After that, if you're financing, you have to order an appraisal. You have to get that done. During this process, you've got a loan, and everyone's got a loan. And it's notorious. They're
Yeah,
asking
yeah.
for a lot of paperwork.
Of course.
Paperwork you
Go
didn't
through
even know that
everything.
existed.
Yeah. They go through everything. They learn everything about your entire life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I kind of feel bad, like as a loan originator, knowing everything
Yeah,
about my
yeah,
friends. But
yeah.
I mean, I'm getting them the best rate possible, the best
Yeah,
deal
yeah,
possible. So yeah, it's notorious. And after you get the appraisal done and you get your conditions approved, then you go to closing. Right now, a lot of appraisals aren't coming in, so that's another step in the process. So you have to renegotiate, maybe try to get the seller to come down.
Okay. All right, Julian. So, just a quick question for you because it's an interesting market that we're in right now, especially here in Miami and South Florida. That's a very hot market. As we were saying, a lot of houses and properties are going way above appraised value or asking price. So, how do you find a great deal in this hot market right now?
What I suggest for everyone, whether they're buying their first home or an investment property, is set up a buy box. I have a buy box. I want single family homes under 200,000 that are 3 2s in a specific city without an association. That's what I want. I suggest everyone to set up that buy box, and anything that comes up in that buy box, send them an offer. Even if it gets declined, I send offers twice a week at least. And if I'm not sending offers, even if it might be below ask, I'm not doing my job.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what I suggest to everyone to get started with getting a great deal. If they fall in love with the home, I don't suggest that strategy. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
go make an offer over ask and like talk to your realtor on it. Say like, what's the best way for me to get that home? But definitely from investment standpoint, you have to have a buy box.
Okay. That's an interesting perspective. Getting that buy box. I actually have not heard of that much. So that's actually a first. That's pretty. Makes sense though.
Yeah.
Like with stocks, for example, I have a couple screens of the requirements that I want a company to have, and I look for that. Or even when I'm buying a private business, I have a couple filters that says I'm only looking for businesses with these filters on.
Okay.
So it's similar, same thing.
So you basically use a buy box.
Yeah, I use a buy box.
Just start using the term.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
There's a term.
Pretty
for it.
cool. Yeah. So we're gonna get into